Hello everyone, welcome to the video on the trigonometric values of allied angles. We have been studying about trigonometry since our high school days. Suppose I were to ask, what is sine 30 degree? It is 1 by 2. What is tan 45 degree? It is 1. Cos 90 degree? It is 0. But as the angles become little bigger and bigger, it becomes a little difficult for some students. So do we have a method to find out the value of those trigonometric functions of little bigger angles? Yes, we have studied them. Some students find it difficult, other students find it easy, but it takes a little longer time. So here I am to help you with a method that will be easy as well as quick. So what do we need to do? We need to know three things here. The first one is the signs of the trigonometric functions in 4 different quadrants. That is the ASTC rule. So A stands for all trigonometric functions are positive. S stands for sine and its reciprocal are positive. And T stands for tan and its reciprocal are positive. And C stands for cos and its reciprocal are positive. So these rules, ASTC, is remembered by some students as all students take coffee, and other students remember it as all silver teacups. Whichever that is easy, you could remember it. The second thing that students should remember is the trigonometric values of standard angles in the first quadrant. These values we have learned it in 10th standard itself. So all of us should be knowing this. Without these values, we cannot actually proceed to find out the values of trigonometric values of bigger angles. The third thing is, this is the very important thing that we need to know. That is, if the reflections of the angles in the first quadrant, let us say the 30. What is the reflection of 30 in the second quadrant? It is 150. The reflection of 30 in the third quadrant is 210. In the fourth quadrant, 330, for which you will have to see the red line there. Similarly, for the reflections of 45, you have to see the blue line, whose reflections are 135, 225, and 315. For the reflections of 60, you will have to see the green line, whose reflections are 120, 240, and 300. The reflection of 180 is 0, and the reflection of 270 is 90. So all you need to do is, whenever an angle is given, you should be relating that angle with the angle in the first quadrant. So let's try a few questions here. The first one is sine 135 degree. So if you are asked to find out what is sine 35 degree, all you need to do is to think of 45, its reflection in the first quadrant. So what is sine 45? It is nothing but 1 by root 2. That's the answer, as simple as that. Let us say cos 315. Its reflection in the first quadrant is again 45. So what is cos 45? It is 1 by root 2. Let us say tan 225. Its reflection in the first quadrant is 45. So tan 45 is equal to 1. Let's say sine 210. Its reflection in the first quadrant is 30 degree. So what is sine 30 degree? It is nothing but 1 by 2. But we know that 210 is an angle from the third quadrant where sine is supposed to be negative. So we'll have to put a minus sign. Cos 150, the reflection of 150 is 30. So cos 30 is nothing but root 3 by 2. But 150 is an angle from the second quadrant where cos is supposed to be negative. So put the minus sign. Tan 330, which is actually a reflection of 30. So tan 30 is nothing but 1 by root 3. But since 330 is in the fourth quadrant where tan is negative, so we'll have to put the minus sign. Sine 300. Sine 300 is a reflection of 60. So sine 60 is nothing but root 3 by 2. But 300 is in the fourth quadrant where sine is negative. Next is cos 240, which is the reflection of 60 again. So cos 60 is equal to 1 by 2. But 240 is in the third quadrant where cos is negative. Next we have tan 120. 120 is the reflection of 60. we know that tan 60 is nothing but root 3, but 120 is on the second quadrant where tan is negative. So this is how you could answer these questions easily without much calculation, just remembering this diagram in your mind. Let's try a few more questions here. What happens if the angle is 180, sine 180? What is the reflection of 180? It is 0. So sine 0 is equal to 0 itself. Cos 180, we know that cos 0 is equal to 1. But then 180 lies where exactly? It lies between the second and the third quadrants. So you assume it to be either second or third, it doesn't matter. In both this quadrant, cos is however negative, so it should be -1. Tan 180, we know that 180, the reflection is 0. So tan 0 is equal to 0 itself. Coming to sine 270, the reflection of 270 is 90. Sine 90 degrees is equal to 1. But then 270 is right in between the third and the fourth quadrant where sine function is actually negative itself in both quadrants. So you have to put minus sign here. Next, cos 270. So what is cos 90? It is 0. And the last one is tan 270. We know that tan 90 is not defined, therefore this is also not defined. So that's all about the trigonometric values of allied angles, students, I want to share with you. If you have liked this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe. Thank you.